Or genuine anger. Yeah, there's a little of that sometimes. I'm just enjoying the ride, man.
Sometimes it's hard to choose the right path, but don't be afraid. You can always repeat. We learn from our mistakes.
So true. Do you have any of those waifu Pokemon cards that recently spiked in value? No, I own shares of VGRO, the 80% equity, 20% fixed income exchange traded fund from Vanguard. It tracks globally diversified stocks that are market cap weighted. But nobody's impressed when you pull them out at the card game shop. Instead, they're always like, quit bragging. And I'm like, what are you talking about, quit bragging? You've got like a first edition Charizard. That you wear around your neck when you go into the boxing ring. Do you laminate your stock certificates? Excuse me, Jesse Livermore, is that you? You're old. Now, I'm genuinely not bringing this up because this person was toxic, because they weren't toxic. I'm bringing it up because I owned them, which was very funny. A mutual I have on Twitter was tweeting about how much they enjoyed the Final Fantasy 16 demo. I said, the demo's so good. Someone replied to us, and they follow me. Anytime I tweet at a mutual, and then someone replies to insert themselves into the conversation, they always follow me. It's always my fault. They never follow the mutual. It's always like, hey, I get it. Like, it showed up on your For You page, so now you're like, I'm part of the joke. You're not part of the joke. I don't know you, which is fine, but like, just be careful. I'm saying tread lightly. They said like, oh, Final Fantasy demo or tutorial 20 years ago. Hey, Cloud Strife, help us take down this, perform an act of eco-terrorism to take down this evil corporation. Final Fantasy tutorial now. Hello, Fortnite gamers. The goblins are acting goofy down in the swamp. Press square on them until they died. I typed up like, I don't know, probably like a 200 character reply that was trying to like, appeal to reason. And then I just said, no, that's not how you do it on Twitter. I backspaced the entire comment and typed, okay, old ass, and sent it. And it felt incredible. It felt amazing. I'm not getting into an argument about Final Fantasy. You want to say things were better 20 years ago? You might be right, but you're getting an okay, old ass. That's what I do in this chat all the time. Okay, old ass. It's so good. I've been called an old ass before. That's how I know it's effective. It's really hard to beat. That's what I was typing in the replies too. I was typing like, it's not like you're doing the freaking hitting the gritty after you kill a goblin. Like a little kid is beaten to death, and they show it for like 5.5 minutes straight. You're like, you're like, he's not gonna die, and then you're like, okay, he's gonna die. They're gonna cut soon, and then they just keep playing it, man. Like, that's pretty brutal. But I could type all that, but they don't care. So instead, I'm just gonna type, okay, old ass. Gets my point across in the the brevity is the soul of wit. Can you play Mega Man X music? Like with my mouth? I told you I could. What's Storm Eagle? I don't remember. Can I get like a? Can I get the solfege for Storm Eagle? Storm Eagle theme. Oh, wait, wasn't that what I was doing? I thought that's what I was doing. I must have been good. Great song. Spark Mandrill Me? Is that the one? I'm just going back to Storm Eagle. It is that one? I'm crazy at knowing a couple songs from that game. And then there's the one that goes bum 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 bum. And then it goes do 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 do. I can't really get it there. I was trying though. I always get Nardwuar videos on TikTok. Apparently he's from BC. Any anecdotes? He is from Vancouver. I have none anecdotes. I've never met Nardwuar. Probably because I haven't been to a concert in like a long time. Like over a decade. I imagine he goes to cool shows at Fox Cabaret and the Biltmore. I've seen him roaming UBC before. Can we not describe it as roaming? Like, just because you don't know what he was doing there doesn't mean he was just, like, wandering aimlessly. Like, he might have had shit to do on the campus. Like, he's not like a coyote. He's probably just doing what he's got to do. I'm seeing Destroyer live for the first time in September. You guys are good friends, right? We're best friends because I saw him once on the seawall. And I didn't say anything, but I was like, that's Destroyer. In my head, of course. And then every day I walk the seawall hoping to see him again. Has never happened. Maybe if I spent more time down on Commercial Drive. He strikes me as a Commercial Drive type of lad. This way. Launch Octopus is a banger. I can't conjure it. I just got. Are you friends with Geddy Lee? He's actually my second cousin, but we don't get along that well because every time I see him, I keep asking him to do that thing with his voice. And then he says, no, I don't want to do it. And I say, come on, just once, and then I'll stop bugging you. And he goes, okay, fine. The river, da-da-da-da. And then he does like a bass solo for 8.5 minutes. And sings a song based on Mr. Deeds. Wahoo! Is it normal to say lad in Canada? Not at all, no. Not very common. Bud is a huge one, for sure. Lots. You'll encounter lots of buds, especially if you wear your shortest inseam shorts to Home Depot and have the audacity to buy or attempt to buy bad rat poison. What about sorry? I don't know if people are ready for this, but I think sorry's kind of on its way out. What I'm used to is one thing happens that's not a big deal at all, and it's equally on both people to blame. Like people are walking towards each other on the sidewalk, and they both dodge in the same direction. I say sorry, the other person says sorry, and then we just keep walking. What happens to me maybe like 1 in 3 times now when that happens is I say sorry, the other person says something along the lines of, you've got nothing to be sorry about. And then I feel like the energy is like maybe in their head they think they've like absolved me of feeling bad, but I didn't feel bad in the first place. I was just saying sorry out of politeness. Instead, now I'm like, it's like I wasn't trying to own you by saying sorry. I didn't realize that I'm the bad person here for saying sorry. The vibe is way off after that. It just doesn't feel right. I say you're good. Fuck you. You're excused? Oh, that wouldn't be good either. I think it would just go sorry, sorry. Sometimes I say my bad. My bad, you're good is fine. Sorry, you're good is like, the way I look at it, and this is too analytical. If I say sorry first, we're both equal status in the interaction. I say sorry first, I've deliberately lost face. I'm choosing to lose face so that the interaction can even out again. And then you're not saying sorry and lowering yourself down to the same status that I lowered myself to. Instead, you're bringing me up 1 notch when I took myself down 2. Because now you're the person that's being magnanimous, which makes you the bigger person. Instead of like, I'm also sorry, we're all trash, you're saying, you should be sorry, but don't worry about it. I'm so magnanimous, it doesn't even affect me. And that's why we have to fight. So I'm not yielding the right of way anymore. I'm sorry. Because I just can't, nobody can be fucked to deal with all this. It's so complicated. You got nothing to be sorry about? You don't know that! My favorite NL bit is when he embraces a position he doesn't believe in at all. I kind of believe in this position, though. Like, I know the analytical part, well, let me rephrase this. The logical part of my brain doesn't think that they're trying to pick a fight. But there is like a Larry David, like, animal part of my brain that's like, oh, you think you're better than me. Lots of traffic on the sidewalk? It happens, man. There's lots of people here. Don't even get me started on situations where I'm walking as a solo boy and then 2 people are walking on the sidewalk towards me and they refuse to break parallel with one another to walk behind each other. So instead, my ass goes and is standing on like the grass while they walk by. You guys are going to break up in 6 months anyway. It's not that serious, okay? Okay, I forgot what I landed on last time. I think it was the crane. I can live with that. I do. I generally I'm conflict avoidant. There are times though, depends what I had for lunch or what I didn't have for breakfast. When I'll just like hold steady like Craig Finn. I told this. It was probably a year ago now. There was like a mom and two kids, but they were kids that they're not like two. They were like 11 or 12. And the kids, you could just tell. Sometimes you just look at a kid and you're like, this kid's a fucking troublemaker. I'm not saying he's, like blowing up toilets with cherry bombs, but he's a cut up, he's a smart aleck. You know what I'm talking about. So this kid was walking with his dog on a leash and they were like not paying attention. They were like punching each other and stuff like that. I got as far right on the sidewalk as I could, which is my lane. It's my lane. And I just kept walking. And at no point did they ever look like they were going to yield. But I said, I'm not moving. This is my space. I got to preserve my space. You got space to move over behind your mom. And I kept walking. And then the kid moved over, but he didn't move the dog over. So the leash like wrapped itself around my torso as I was walking. And then the kid went from like cut up to reek status in like 0.1 second. He was like, "Oh my God, sorry, mister." And I just said, "Okay." And then he like untangled the leash and kept walking. But I wanted him to know, like I'm a nice guy. You're lucky I'm a nice guy. A lot of people out there would say, you got nothing to be sorry about. And then that shit's really going down. You don't have to, like, drop the drug from Limitless before you go walking on the sidewalk, but you should at least, like, pay attention to your surroundings. Okay, old ass. Oh, man. So true. Okay is so passive aggressive? Yeah? Okay. I think passive aggression gets a bad rap. It's annoying when it happens to you, but it feels great to do it sometimes. It feels awesome to be passive aggressive. It's fun as fuck. Thank you. There's dozens of us, man. Like if somebody says, "How are you?" and they've annoyed you, and you say, "Okay," and then don't even reciprocate the question. Ooh. Oh, man. It's like Thanos getting the last Infinity Stone. I love doing that. Just making the whole vibe uncomfortable until they're compelled to ask you what's wrong. Okay, this is the hard part. Oh! He's okay. Everything's okay. Something inside that you wanna say. Say it all right, it'll be okay. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. No, yep. No, yep, okay. What's up with these power lines, man? The Beta Band, baby. Do you see the Beta Band have a new album coming out? Ah, I'm lying. You see Chib already beat this game? Oh, really? It only took him doing one stream that is as long as my entire work week? He must be really good. Okay, old ass. It works every time, man. Yahoo! Yippee! That might say more about your work week. Americans be like, we should all work less. Except for you. That's more plus twos than I've gotten in a long time. It's been a bit. Yahoo, Yahoo, Yahoo. Someone has to compensate. You ever think about how fucked up it'll be to go to the DMV if we end up on a 20-hour work week? First off, the DMV's hours are going to be all fucked up. Then everybody that's been driving without a license for 10 years because they can't afford to take one day off is going to be able to go to the DMV. It's going to take you like 13 hours just to fill out a form. And that's why I think we should work more. The 40-hour work week should become a 50-hour work week. Because the one time you have to go to the DMV every 6 years would be like so much faster by then.
Many have broken lives here.
I can't believe I made it back. Banks should be open in the evening. I've had to go to the bank. I know you're going to say like boomer, boomer, boomer. But like I've had to go to the bank to do some stuff that you can't do on online banking. And I got to tell you, the look of glee on the bank teller's face when they say next in line, and I'm not 72 years old, you want to bottle it up and spread it over toast in the morning. It'll brighten up your whole day. It's liquid sunshine. When you are not carrying a bank book and like asking them to take 5 times as long to do something at the teller that they could just do at the ATM. Oh, man. Okay, young ass. I gotta tell you, by the way, I think I'm becoming European. Can I get some plus twos from the Europeans in chat? Previously, let me give you a little slice of life. I have to buy cat food once a month. I go to the PetSmart. They scan the pet food for me. They say, do you want to donate $2 to save pets from the shelter? I say, sure. They get down on their knees. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. You're the first person this month to do it. I say, I'm just doing my job, just doing what I can, okay? Yesterday, went to Canadian Tire. No tellers at all. None. It's all self-checkouts and then a security guard at the end to make sure you're not stealing. So I can't fit all the shit from Canadian Tire onto the little piddly-ass scale that they have, because you're there buying like big boxes of shit, and then the scale is like this big. So I scan my own shit and Jenga it up, and then I have a second load that I'm going to have to do. But I'm running the first one through. It says, do you want to donate $2 to Jumpstart Charity? I said, no, sorry. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it myself and get all the credit. Your ass didn't do anything. You didn't even scan the barcode this time. And then I checked out, and then I put the second load through and it asked me again. And then I said no. And then there was shit that I needed from Canadian Tire, but Canadian Tire didn't have it. So I drove my ass across town to the damn Home Depot. I go through the Home Depot. I scan the thing. It doesn't fit on the scale. So an attendant has to come over and they're like, I don't know. I bought the rat poison. The attendant had to type in my birthday. And then she said, what's your birthday? And I told her and she typed it in. And it was like invalid format. And then she said, what's your birthday? And I told it to her again. I said, you need to put the day first. Instead of putting the month first, you got to put the day first. And then she typed it in the same way again, and it went invalid format. And she said, "What's going on here?" And I said, "You got to type in the day first." And then after it finally went through, it was like, "Do you want to donate $2 to charity?" And I'm like, "No! I'm buying the shit that I'm buying. It used to, now you got tip options at the self-checkout at the Home Depot. It's crazy." At first I thought like the anti-tip discourse was getting like a little bit overblown, but now it's actually like, it's insanity. Holy cow. It's beyond reason at this point. Every single transaction is like, do you want to add like 5% on top? What's the moral of the story? When I was rarely asked, I was always happy to help. Now that I'm asked all the time, nobody's getting anything. You did too much. It's like Mouth bringing a pack of gum to school, you know? If you ask for a stick every day, pretty soon he's not going to let you know that he has any gum. He said, "You got to buy your own?" And I said, "No, I don't like gum that much." Look at that. Anyway, I'm sick of it, is what I'm trying to say. Also, Canadian Tire and Home Depot, you have to have a larger scale. The scale at Canadian Tire is the same size as the scale at the grocery store. That's you could be buying like a table saw there. How am I supposed to put a table saw on the same shit that like weighs 2 mini avocados? Don't use the scale? Then their ass sends, private security in to check your receipt. Takes them 25 minutes, even though there's only 2 items on it. Did you buy a table saw? No, but I could have. Okay, I got to remember. 1 second here. What about Costco? I don't use the self-checkout at Costco, and this is like at every other store, I use the self-checkout. 2 reasons. One is a lot of them these days only have the self-checkout. The other one is line is typically shorter, and I'm faster at scanning than the cashier at most stores. Not bragging. Why do I use the regular cashier at Costco? Because they're fucking zooming, man. They scan faster than I could. They're incredible. I'm the one holding up the cashier at Costco. They're always like, they got the gun ready, and I'm like, "What's up?" And they're like, "Your membership, please." And I'm like, "Oh, right, sorry. Here you go." And then I put the membership back in my wallet, and then they scan everything, and they say, like, "That'll be $170. And I'm like, "Oh, right. On this, please." Like, they're so fast. Okay. The boxes. Next palette, we go for the boxes. To the boxes. New PB. I think we'll go to the roller and then mantle up. Dude, we're almost at Shibuya 109. What is there in the food court at the Canadian Costco? $1.69 hot dog and soda combo. You choose whether you want an all beef sausage or a Polish sausage. That's right. We still have the Polish. They got rid of it. No, they didn't. Not in Canada. Chicken tenders, fries, poutine, soft serve ice cream. And it's all pretty good. And pizza. Sorry, I forgot about the pizza. It's all pretty good. But I honestly, the Costco food court is too good. Most of the time we go to Costco, I don't go to the Costco food court just because it's a madhouse. Like, it could easily take you 20 minutes to get a hot dog. And by the time we're in the Costco, you know, takes time to get to the Costco, takes more time than average to shop in the Costco. You got to drive home. You got to unpack all this stuff. I'm like, it's too much. It's too much. Help. Has Kate come around on Costco? Well, she sees it as like an either or between Hanam and Costco. I gotta hand it to Hanam. They surprised me. We were in Hanam. She came back with 2 containers of strawberries. She said, "How much do you think these would be at Costco?" And I said, "I don't know, maybe like $8 each." She said 2 for $5. And I said, "Oh, I see you." Hanam's got some deals now and then. Not now and then, like pretty consistently. But, I mean, you're not buying cereal at Hanam, let's put it that way. You'd be paying out the nose. Hello, sir. Oh, I am very short. Me in the Costco. Get out of my way. Get out of my way. I was about to jump off the edge there. It must be this. Sriracha, sriracha. Somebody post this on our sriracha. Oh, Reddit's down forever. Oh. I think I have a plan. Those are just real snacks, man. Is that a floor? Or is that... I think the floor is lava. What am I mantling on? Okay, yeah, just... Oh, no, they're walking on the floor, so I can walk on the floor, too. Escalator temporarily stairs. Do you see what I see? This does look like where Switch Sports takes place. This is a scary jump, man. Spoko Square, so true. I always wanted one of these in my house. What? Not one that goes to nowhere. It's quite the break beat. It's my king of retail store, dude. Dude, it had to load in new stuff. We're getting there. Take the cars. Take the cars. I'm not bed pill. People keep telling me to take the bed. The bed, I understand it's a faster way. I'm not even calling it resin. It just introduces too much variance into the physics. Like it's this the standard deviation for me jumping on the bed versus me just taking like a normal jump. Give me the normal jump for now. Maybe the beds are for when we're at SGDQ. Okay. That scene was straight out of Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Ooh. I'm the ape that jumps on the helicopter and takes the helicopter down, nobly sacrificing himself in the process. I'm the ape who's like an elder, and then like his head looks like a toilet seat. You know the one I'm talking about. I'm the one who goes, no. No, you're not. That's Caesar. You're not Caesar. I'm Caesar. I'm also the really smart one whose head looks like a toilet seat. You're more like Helena Bonham Carter from the Tim Burton Planet of the Apes remake. Look at that. Okay, maybe walking is good here. And just pay attention. Whew. Like, this looks too good to be true. It's too safe. Glances immediately. I can't not glance. Give me a second here. Okay, give me a second here. Oh! Oh. Maybe it, but then where am I going to go from here? Oh! Hang on. Hang on. Here's a bed for you. Boing. Because every scene in this game with other people looks like a pharmaceutical commercial. Ooh. In America, to be clear. Jelly shoes. I woke him up, broke the news. After everything was sown, I said, son, you've got a full-blown case of what is known as jelly shoes. Is this a roguelite? I think everything is kind of a roguelite. Because it's always different depending on how you feel that day. So the game is the same every time. But no man ever climbs only up twice. Because it's not the same man and it's not the same mountain. So true. I'm not touching that thing. No, thank you. And I am not sprinting. I am walking. I can't. I'll sprint over that just because I didn't want to. Sometimes you touch things in these games and they just explode.
Really a giant.
Peloton user seeing a real bike. Listen, listen. I'm not an ambi-turner. Why not? I thought that the plate glass was going to shatter under my legs. Here we go. Like oh, that one goes to the bed. Okay, I understand. We made it out of the shopping mall and into the office. It's the trajectory of the average person's life that was a teenager in 1981. Hey, easy there, Culligan, easy! Relative safety. Okay. A ding. When I worked in an office, that was like the greatest privilege you could have, is being the guy who is tasked with putting the water jug onto the water cooler after it runs out. And dude, when you heave it up on your chest and you put it in there and it doesn't quite like uncork, and then you give it a little twist and it goes ktunk, and the big bubble comes up and it goes like glug 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 glug. Oh man, that feels so good. Those were the days. It's not even that heavy. I'm gonna like. How many gallons of water are in that? I don't know the imperial system. How heavy is a gallon of water? 5 gallons? Was that like 15 liters? You see the tweet where it's someone in the desert crawling, and then a sign on the left says water 1 kilometer, and a sign on the right says water 1 mile. And then it said Americans be like, go right. And then people laughed, but then in the replies, there's lots of people going like, wait, but a mile is 1.6 kilometers. So a mile is closer because 1 is smaller than 1.6. I'm not saying there's something that's unique to Americans. I'm simply saying it's very funny. And if you disagree with that, you don't know humor. Okay, watch this. It's all about the Benjamins.
What Fortune didn't get, she can't take
1,000 grams. Oh, but it's only 99. It's only 999.9% pure. No thanks. I only take 1,000% pure gold. Sorry if that makes me a snob. Know your worth. I thought that was in real life. Got a little scared there for a second. Vancouverites, when there's a thunderstorm. Hey, yo, who's at the thunderstorm? Did you guys see a big bolt of light just come down from the sky? What was that? I'm just playing. Watch this. I'm goated. I'm not goated. They won't let me up there. You got to take the staircase. What is this bid? Where I grew up, in the summertime, there's like a thunderstorm once a week. So it's just sort of like relatively commonplace. Maybe like once every 2 weeks. Then in Vancouver, there's like a thunderstorm once every 2 years. So every time it happens, everybody that was like born and raised in Vancouver freaks the fuck out. Go ahead, Vancouverites, tell me I'm wrong. But then also, people who aren't from Vancouver, when it rains for 2 days in a row, boy, sure has been a lot of rain lately. They don't even know, man. The important part is, I'm in neither of these groups. So I get to remain superior to both of them. Sometimes it's just nice to look back on how far we've come. I remember when that dam seemed so tall. Vancouver, when it snows, sure are getting a lot of snow. Hey, that's pump the brakes, VIP Daniel. During that November snowfall, kids got stuck on the Pattullo Bridge in their school bus for like 12 hours. It's kind of funny to think about now that like nobody got hurt, but I bet at the time it was really scary. And also that bus must have fucking reeked, dude. Kids pooping and peeing. I don't even know. Maybe they left the bus to go poop or go pee or something. People from Kingston be like, don't like the weather, just wait 10 minutes. 10 minutes later, the weather's exactly the same. Listen, listen. People from everywhere be like, you don't like the weather, wait 10 minutes. Kingston does not have extreme weather, but it was crazy when we were there in April. I get the joke here. Let's resist the temptation to go for the basest instincts, and then we'll have a more fulfilling, in-depth conversation. It was crazy to me how many mayflies there were. I think we've got to walk around the rim. I don't think we jump into the portal. I think we walk around the rim. But like in April, there was... It's glass? Okay. There were so many mayflies that like just walking for 10 minutes, you would eat like 4 of them and your clothes would be covered in them. And they're just little, like, each one is smaller than 1 millimeter, but it would like static your vision when you were walking. Like it was disgusting. The Final Fantasy, when Americans, when Final Fantasy doesn't have Regenbogen Streusel and Oreo Crunchies. I know this isn't the end. You can't troll me. I'm untrollable. Old ass. I saw Chibli play this part. Chibli Nation, Chibli Nation. I saw him play from the part with the ladder you can't climb until literally this first room in heaven. That's what I saw. I also saw people say that this is like halfway through the game or less.
Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find.
And I also saw Chibli do this. Dude, look at this. Just call him Max Verstappen at the Canadian Grand Prix. Yippee! Or any other Grand Prix.
I forgot to turn off
Yeah?
the kettle at home.
Maybe?
I need to go back.
I don't know. I don't watch
whatever.
F1. Hey, Mad Dog Nation, thank you again for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. In the dashboard, there's 5 headings under subscriptions. Prime subs, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and Mad Dog Nation. Sorry, I'm trying to think of some Chuck Norris jokes, but just replacing Chuck Norris with Mad Dog Nation. Unfortunately, my favorite subreddit for Chuck R/Norris jokes, r/funny, is still protesting, so I can't find any.